So here we have a slightly used 2023 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 170-inch wheelbase conversion van. Now this one's the Ultimate Limo from Ultimate Toys on the 3500 XD chassis. Black on tan leather interior. This one's decked out. Now with this one being the 23, we do get the 2-liter twin turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine made with a 9-speed automatic transmission. And again, completely redone by Ultimate Toys, so pretty excited about this one. Front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights. I believe those are halogen fog lights down below. But an interesting choice putting the 4-cylinder in these, but fuel economy I've heard on Reddit and things like that is incredible compared to the outgoing V6 turbo that, you know, still got pretty decent mileage because it was diesel. Down here, these are gonna be 16-inch wheels. Now I'm gonna just kind of go over the front a little bit so we can make it to the back. But over here, we do get our one-touch up and down windows on both sides, power mirror controls, and then we have our 3-stage heated seats for the front, power door lock controls, memory seat functions, and we have our power seat functions here, both sides again. And then we also have our 4-way power lumbar support. But I love these seats here. We also have that manual thigh support if you want to use that for those longer trips. Headlamp controls, fog lights, and then our hood release right in there. And I'm gonna do this in a kind of different way than I'm used to doing, just because, again, the back is where everything is. But fuel goes right here. So in these newer 4-cylinders, I believe you don't have to put the DEF fluid in there, or the DEF in it. So a little less maintenance there. But driver's seat here, we do get the leather wrap steering wheel. Interesting horn sound for this. But to the infotainment system here, it's like you'd expect from a, you know, one of the newer Mercedes-Benz. There's so much in here. The graphics are great. Everything looks really good. Info is in here. You can see the consumption, all of that. And then you get the AM, FM, XM, CarPlay, Android Auto. So just what you'd expect again. And there's a navigation system there. Backup camera. And with this one being the 170-inch wheelbase, I drove this over here and I was expecting this to be a bit harder to maneuver, but it's really not. And these cameras play a big role in making it easy to drive. Specifically in the parking lot, that backup camera kind of stays on for a second. So as I'm maneuvering out of these tight spaces, I'm able to see around me. But again, for this to be what it is, it's really not bad at all to drive. And I'll kind of go over that more on the test drive. We have a few shortcuts down here. If you want to mute, cut the system off, you can. Single zone manual climate controls, so we can adjust fan speed. Hazards are there. And then the AC fan direction. Bottle holders are here. Now this is kind of just showing you just a taste of what this conversion van has to offer. Master power is here for everything in the back. If you want to turn on the battery combination, you can. And then we have the intercom you can flip on or off. You can control the AC in the back and the inverter, the internet, all of that there. So it's no joke. Then our push button starts here. Storage everywhere. A rear camera mirror, which is awesome. Sunglasses holder, and then our lights here. Now we have storage. The owner's manuals, the original owner's manual is still up here. And you can flip this down, but I love having the storage over the top. But I mean, it's an incredible van. It really is. Storage there, and then we do have the partition, so we can push that up or down. And we're gonna get to the good stuff here right about now. I'm pretty excited. But windshield wiper controllers are there. The shifter, let me go over this a little bit. I'm getting ahead of myself, I apologize. So that's how you put in the gear. You can kind of see up there what's going on. I love that we get the adaptive cruise, and then we can turn on the lane keeping system, adjust the gap for the adaptive cruise there. And then this goes through the functionality of the gauge cluster. And then this side up top goes through the radio, so we can go through all of that. And then volume control, click that to mute. You have a custom button or favorites button you can set up there, voice recognition, and then we have the Bluetooth controls there. And then manual tilt, telescoping steering wheel. All right, now, oh, I forgot I gotta show the engine. I'm gonna take a quick look at that engine bay. And then I promise we'll make our way to the inside, but I'm gonna show you the bathroom first. But there's that 2-liter inline 4 twin turbocharged. And again, you can kind of see how large it is, but it's really not that bad. It probably takes about 1.5 of these parking spots here, if that. Which these are relatively large spots, but let me just admire the back. I just want to see this inside so bad. I want one of these. I've actually been looking for one. This one's a bit out of my budget, but I've been looking for one of these. And I forgot, this one doesn't even have a bathroom in it. I got that one confused with the Midwest Automotive Designs one, so I apologize. But tons of room for storage on this one in particular. When you get the one with the bathroom and all of that, then you really don't have a lot of storage room. But if you're just gonna be using it for road tripping and you can pull over at rest stops, or when you get diesel whenever, then you know, it's really not a big deal. And then I do like that we have access to a lot of the electronics just by flipping this up. So if something goes out or whatever, not hard to get to. But there's your 2,000 watt inverter. And then the JL audio, I think that's the amp in there. I gotta set that back. Okay. What's in here? More fuses. There's a lot of electronic stuff in here. But for the most part, your storage is there. And I don't know what that is. I'm gonna leave that alone. Now, we finally get to the good stuff. Come around this rear passenger side. Oh, forgot one thing. HDMI ports, plugs. Now, feast your eyes on this. Just a stunning, stunning van. You have the power door, TVs, both sides. So if you're sitting in the back having a tailgate, your subs under there too, you can really party. And then you have your champagne flutes, your glasses, everything's illuminated. And this is why this is $130,000 pre-owned right now. I mean, low miles here and all that, but get you an ice bucket going, drive this around downtown or something, and you know, have a party. But my favorite thing is I have a kid, so she's still in the car seat, full-size car seat, and these captain chairs actually have the lower anchors down here, so you can tie those car seats through, and then, you know, strap them in real tight so you can have those compliant. And then you even have the anchors as well down in the seat. So they were thinking about people that had children, and I appreciate that. But yeah, I love these so much. Blinds are here, pretty easy to operate. And then you have the controls for the back as well. So if you want to mess with the batteries, the lights, all of that, you can fool with it. And then down here, you have that fusion system if you want to adjust the volume. The intercom switch is there, HDMI, USB-A, 2 more plugs, so you can plug in all your stuff here if you want to play Xbox or whatever. But love the TVs. You have Apple TV as well, 2 USB-A ports here. I think these are headphones in there, storage. And you know, whenever you touch anything, just get it going. You can also activate the partition as well. And it legit feels like a private jet on wheels in here. It's incredible. Now with these seats in the back, you can activate the leg rest there, or the recline. I'm a little big, so it's a little hard for me to actually get it going, but if your kids are back here, then they can have their feet all the way up, or if you're shorter, you can do that. And then bottle holder here, USB-A ports. And then you gotta have, if you're on the road, you need to pull out your work, have your laptop right here, pen and pad, all of that. And then again, you have the plugs down below so you can do your work. And then you can also keep your kid company while someone else is driving. But the tent back here is great as well. It's pretty easy to see out of, but you cannot see in this thing. It's just that dark. So I really like how they did that for the ultimate form of privacy. And then you even have the vehicle shipping packet in this one still, showing you everything that you have, all the owner's manuals and all that. It's filled to the brim, of course. And it's just, oh, I forgot to mention the fridge. Somebody left some stuff in here, but yeah, that fridge does work. And then over here, you do have kind of like under-seat storage and then access to some of the electronics in there. And then you can toggle the speakers on or off on the outside. But I just, gosh, I love this. And of course, if you want to activate your AC, you can do that for the back. Oh man, this is nice. You just kick a foot up here and just chill. Again, if you want to be in the back or if you want to be in those cabin chairs, you have that as well. But just a fantastic vehicle. Just, man, I could just look at this all day. Just imagine myself being on the road, enjoying life. But yeah, I see why they call this the ultimate toy, because it is ultimate and that price point is ultimate as well. But if you can afford this, you won't be disappointed with it, I guarantee you. Man, this thing is phenomenal. I'm gonna cut all this off. And then we're going to make our way back to the front. Let's go ahead and drive this thing and see how it does on the road. And let's go ahead and take this 2023 Ultimate Limo Mercedes-Benz Sprinter out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Ultimate Limo Sprinter, it's really nice in here. So even from the driver's seat, everything feels luxurious, everything feels premium. But this is meant to entertain for the most part. This is one of those things you take out on a night with a bunch of your buddies after a long week at work, and just go out and have fun with this. It's not necessarily meant for like the mobile office. You can use it for that, but mostly it's meant to entertain your friends and have a good time when money's not an object. Now the outgoing V6 diesel, the turbo diesel V6, got these up pretty well, but you have a twin turbocharged 4-cylinder now, and honestly, unless you try to floor this thing, you can't tell the difference. It comes out of a stop just as nicely, I think, a bit more cleanly. You have the 9-speed as opposed to the 7-speed in the outgoing V6 from a few years ago. But both of them I think are very nice. It's a Mercedes-Benz, so it's about what you'd expect in terms of the drive here. It's very smooth, very plush going down the road. And like I said earlier, you would expect this to be a lot harder to drive, but it's really not. It's not as wide as a traditional camper or an RV. It's just a bit long, so it feels like a mini limo almost. But with that being said, it's really not difficult to drive at all. Just the way this thing maneuvers is really impressive. Now in parking lots, especially tighter parking lots, you kind of just want to stay out of those. But in larger lots, like if you're going to the gas station or something like that, not going to be a big issue when you have a little bit of space. Because again, it's not like driving an 18-wheeler or something like that. It's simple to drive. Now we are going to give it a pull getting on the interstate here. Gonna give myself a little bit of space. And we'll give it a good pull here. Here we go. So a bit less power than I'm used to in the V6. Again, when you put your foot to the floor, even with the twin turbo, the turbo V6 feels a lot better. Now with that being said, huge plus having the adaptive cruise here. That's one thing I love about the newer body style Sprinters. The adaptive cruise is fantastic. But I do want to give a big thanks to Auto Collection of Murfreesboro and Auto Pro Nashville for allowing me to review this Sprinter van today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that third link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local van dealers are fighting to get to the best price on this, or if you're looking for any other pre-owned vehicle, I can help you with that as well. But it says we're getting about 15 miles a gallon just coasting down the road here. But again, it's tall. I think it's like a little over 9 feet or a little under 9 feet, but the maneuverability is just fantastic. The ease of driving is great. The ride quality is stellar. And this is one of those that you can fit a bunch of people in here. You can fit all your stuff, and you can take long trips with the, you know, the diesel powered engine. Now, another plus is you do get the paddle shifter, so if you really want that more aggressive driving feel, you don't have the option to necessarily change, you know, 5 different drive modes like on some AMGs or something like that, but you can use those paddle shifters to kind of get you going the way you want. And again, the overall drive here has been great. It feels good. It's very smooth from a driver's perspective. And again, where it doesn't feel as wide, it doesn't, I'm not always checking my side mirrors to make sure I'm in the lines. It drives like my my Mustang Mach-E does in terms of just staying in the, you know, in the lines out here. Now I've got an 84 Winnebago, and that's one of those things that'll kind of sway in and out. The Sprinters over the Chevy chassis, the Ford chassis, I feel like these are so much smoother in terms of how they go down the road. They really do feel like a Mercedes as opposed to a conversion van, if that makes sense. So I don't feel like I'm having to fight the road. It's just, it's seamless. Just, it's an easy drive. And that's one of the reasons, me personally, I'm looking at getting a Sprinter mobile office as opposed to getting a cheaper Explorer or a cheaper Ford Transit. I like this ride much better. Now again, with this one, you do kind of sacrifice what I would prefer to kind of have like a kind of an RV mobile office hybrid. This is legit like a tailgating limo. It's that kind of vehicle, and it's for the right person, it's better than what I'm wanting. But for me, mostly I'm going to be by myself. I'm going to be traveling. I want a bed that folds down in the back so I can sleep. But if you're about entertaining and, you know, you got money to spend, there's a reason that these sell so well. They're just incredible machines. Just A tier in terms of luxury. And if I had the money and I didn't necessarily need the sleeping arrangements, the microwave, all of that, I would definitely go with this because this thing is fantastic. But with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2023 Sprinter Ultimate Limo.